Hello, Diva Loves. It is Miss Sophia the Diva and Miss Pumpkin. We are here to do, I believe this is a Diva Disturbed number 10. I've been away for a while. Whew, they got me working hard on the job, honey. I guess you want to get down. So that's why you kind of haven't heard too much from me. Because I've just been busy. And this video is long overdue. It's going to be a mix. I was just going to do one, but I said it's far too depressing and sad and to just do an all serious video. I mean, I could, but so much has happened since the last time we spoke. In this segment, I will be talking about Sandra Bland amongst the many other females just within the past month that have died in police custody, either under mysterious circumstances or due to pre-existing conditions. There are so many lessons to be learned from Sandra Bland's unfortunate demise. It just, the night that I was going to do the video, I just was too impassioned, too emotional, not very rational. And, one of my friends wanted me to just do it from what it was. But I just felt like I should give clear thoughts on what I think happened, what shouldn't have happened, coulda, woulda, shoulda. The sad part is, though, she's not here, and neither is a few other people. But let's get into it. I guess Hollywood's new theme song is "This is the Heartbreak Hotel." This is the Heartbreak Hotel. Baby, divorces are dropping in Hollywood. I mean, what was it, last month? Ben and Jen are getting a divorce. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garden. Honestly, when they got married, it was right after he broke up with J-Lo, and I was just like, I just don't see it. Because, see, I was a Jennifer Garner fan when she was in Alias or whatever, but a lot has changed. I don't know. She just don't do it for me anymore. And I just thought it was an odd mix. I think they've been married 10 years now, so everybody gonna get paid. Assets gonna get split. But it's just really sad because there's 3 children involved. And, also another couple that's breaking up. And I just learned something very disturbing about Gavin Rossdale. Gwen Stefani and Gavin Rossdale basically filed simultaneously their divorce papers seeking joint custody of their children. I did not know that Gavin Rossdale was confused about his sexuality. Which the theory now is that that's probably why they're getting a divorce, because Gavin don't know if he want to be with a man or a woman, because in the 80s and 90s apparently he was with some transgendered person. I don't know. It was very disturbing to me because I used to have a crush on Gavin because I thought he was cute and I loved me some Bush, because I love that song, "Nothing Hurts Like Your Mouth." Oh, I'm sorry. I just really got into it. I love alternative rock or pop or whatever it's called. And then Reba McEntire and her husband, who also is her manager, they're still going to maintain their business relationship, but that's 26 years of marriage. Rumors are still sprouting around Hollywood that Will and Jada are getting a divorce, but Will was like, hold up, pump the brakes. Let me tell y'all something right now. You will be the first to know when I get a divorce from my queen. Ha ha ha. It's actually quite laughable. I see right now in Hollywood, people always try to break up the ones that are happy, and then the ones we don't see coming, we're shocked. Move in silence. And then the biggest one of them all is Miss Piggy and Kermit. Oh, Kermit. This is Kermit G. Frog. Child, let me tell y'all something. Miss Piggy and Kermit are not getting a divorce because, honey, guess what? This fall on primetime, the Muppets are back in primetime. What? I remember when I was a little kid, though, I used to get ready in the mornings watching the Muppet Show. I always loved that show. It's the Muppet Show. Also like Muppet Babies too. But yeah, don't believe the hype. Child, Piggy ain't leaving Kermit, and Kermit ain't leaving Piggy. My friend Marlene is so crazy. She said next there'll be a story that breaks out that the truth of the matter is that Kermit is really gay and that him and Fozzie the Bear have been getting it on for some time. And that's why they're not together. No, actually, that would be Gwen and Gavin. I have a feeling Gavin has still gone back to his old lover. Um, it's very disturbing. And like one of my friends came on my page and was like, because I said I was sad that Gwen and Gavin were breaking up because Gwen just had a baby a year ago. The child is only one. And I was like, it's always sad, but I would much rather you separate and divorce than be in a miserable relationship because it does nothing for you and it does more damage to the kids than it does good. So, I wish them Godspeed. Uh, you know, Gavin's worth 35 million. Gwen is worth 80 million. Probably no doubt due to I said that no doubt. Her works with No Doubt, her independent, and as well as Lamb, which by the way I still can't afford your shoes, Gwen. But I do love them. I think that they're fabulous. I'm always in Nordstrom Rack looking for a deal on them. You and what's her name? The Rachel somebody. Either way, I did get a pair of Rachel's shoes. They're actually very cute. The stylist that sometimes I question her style. What else is going on? Um, since last we spoke, Donald Trump is now being endorsed by Dennis Rodman. Of course, the worm is going to say something because he hasn't been relevant since the whole North Korea basketball game scandal. Whatever. But I will say that Donald Trump did redeem himself recently, albeit he is a straight up asshole. But he did say something that I think we are all shocked that even he would say. We'll get into that later on this video. And I forgot who it was now. His name escapes me. It was some basketball player that made like all these $97 over the course of his career. Now for his last year playing, he's only going to get 6.9 million. Talking about he don't know how he's going to support his family. You see this? You see this? This is the world's smallest violin. Play it for me, baby. Child, $6.9 million. Do you know what I could do with that? I could get out of student loan debt hell. I could buy a decent house here in California, or I could just buy multiple properties in Texas and use them as rent houses. There's a lot you could be done. That's the number one problem with why these athletes end up broke. That's why at one point, and that's why my undergraduate major was in sports administration, because I wanted to become a sports agent in order to help preserve the financial integrity of these people, because a lot of times they're taken advantage of by their families and they don't know how to say no. Let me tell you something, people. You can't take everyone with you. Okay, you can't support everybody. You can't support Nene and cousin Bootsy and all of them. You take care of your mama and your daddy, or just your mama, because sometimes we come from broken homes. Get them what they need. If you have children, take care of them and their mothers, so that they will have what they need to thrive and be done. If anybody else needs help, like one of my friends was saying, if we make millions, we will help you, but we will be silent partners. I'm not just going to give you the money outright. You are going to have a business that you are going to develop. If you want to do hair, you do hair. You just don't give your money away. Okay? So moving on. Last time I didn't get to talk about this. Nicki Minaj is butthurt because her song didn't, or her video did not get Video of the Year nomination from MTV. Anaconda. Quite frankly, I thought the song was garbage. I thought the video was garbage. The over-exaggerated big butt and all of that, it was just garbage. You should have left well alone. You can't remix a classic. I'm sorry. Sir Mix-a-Lot does it a whole lot better. It was terrible. And then she felt like, now, feeling myself, yes, that should have gotten a nomination. I don't know if it missed the deadline. She did bring that up. But then what happened is that Taylor Swift, in the course of this, which I'm like, I blame Kanye West for Taylor's reaction. Y'all leave my girl alone. Because she, she a little sensitive, suffering from a little PTSD from Kanye. she jumped in the conversation because Nikki said something to the effect of, well, if I had, skinny girls or whatever in this video, it would have gotten nominated. No, it wouldn't. It was just straight up garbage, Nikki. I'm sorry. It's disturbing that you would even think that someone would want to, I mean, sure, Ellen did a parody of it, but that should have just shows you how outlandish your video was in the first place. Don't be hating on Bad Blood. That's a cute little video, and I love Taylor. Taylor Swift, I love you, girl. Now I understand why you jumped in and was like, Nikki, girl, I can't believe you said it about me. Oh my God. When I win, I will take you on stage with me. And so Nikki was like, I ain't say nothing to you. Then Jackie Harry jumped into it. Why is her old ass always in the Twitter war? She wants to be relevant so bad. After seeing Celebrity Wife Swap, Miss Sandra Clark, I was just like, Lord, what happened to Sandra? Lord, Jackie, I'm still a fan, but I'm like, girl, you are too grown to be getting in Twitter wars. Stay out of them. Let the young folk handle it. You do you. So anyway, I don't know what's going on with that, but Nikki, get out your feelings. Just accept it. Do better next year. Write a better song. Have a better video produced. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's see what else is going on. Robin Thicke and Paula Patton are no more. But he has found a way to mend his broken heart since his sweetheart of how many years they were married? What were they married? 10 years? 9 years? He found him a lovely 20-year-old rebound wife-to-be. Robin, she can't even buy her own drink. You still serving her Shirley Temples. Really? She's your soulmate. There's an 18-year age gap. Now, I ain't gonna knock it, because back in the day, I used to date older men because that's who was attracted to me. It seems like once I went over 30, all of a sudden I'm catching men that are the same age or younger than me. Flattering. But anyways, I wish him all the best. I just pray that he is going to rehab and got him some help with them drugs and them blurred lines so he can write some original music. Who knows, he now probably has an muse. She's 20. Ugh. What else? I'm looking at my list, guys, because it's so much that happened. And I'm just like, I don't want to miss anything. Biggest scandal of them all. Let me tell you something, man. Ciara, Russell Wilson, her child's father, Future, and T.I. Where the hell did T.I. come from? He came out of nowhere and jumped in on this conflict because another butthurt 2-year-old acting grown-ass man, Future, who can't express his feelings about the fact that Ciara, please come home, I want to be with you. You all up in your feelings because Russell Wilson is around your son. As long as Russell Wilson is not abusing your child, not mistreating your child, and treating the mother of your child right, you should be okay with that. Talking about you don't want him around your child, and then here come T.I. talking about I'd go the fuck off. You know what, T.I., you have some nerve, and that's why you got your face cracks and your little feelings hurt. I don't know why you felt like this was your words to come out and say, but you should have just kept your mouth closed and get somewhere and be quiet because your hands are not clean. You have a blended family. You up here playing Ozzy and Harriet like you the Cleavers and stuff on VH1 with T.I.'s Family Hustle, T.I. and Tiny's Family Hustle. You help raise Tiny's daughter. She's helping raise your kids. Future, from what I understand, has other children from other relationships. Did their mothers come out and say we don't want Ciara around our kids? I mean, it's not that serious. As long as Russell isn't doing anything, she's moved on with her life. She's probably much better off. Here's the thing. If you don't want other men around your kids, put a ring on it or do something like put a condom on it to prevent procreation from happening. You are too old and too grown not to know that going in with somebody and having sexual relations will not lead to something known as pregnancy. Okay? So you have a child, co-parent, raise your child, and be on with it, and get stop being so butthurt. I mean, it just disturbs me that men, it is okay for you to move on with your lives, have children with other women, and heaven forbid the mother of your other children or child should move on with her life. Then you looking at her like she did something fucked up. It's foul, it's a double standard, and we're sick and tired of it, okay? And one more thing about pop news, and then we're going to get into Sandra Bland. Meek Mill, Drake, I don't know what the hell is going on. I know he another one that had a 2-year-old tantrum and fell all out on the floor because Drake didn't tweet about his song. You felt like he wasn't supporting you. Then you apologize, talking about you were just doing it from a fan's perspective. Drake doesn't have to tweet about you. If he told you good job when he sees you, that should be sufficient. But no. And I don't even know what the hell is going on. I know some words have been exchanged, some raps and lyrics, but I understand Drake is winning. Let me tell you something. Go get in the corner. Go learn how to write. Ride up on Nicki's big elephant hump, camel hump, fake booty. Rub on that and get some ideas. Oh, shut the hell. Go in the studio. You ain't got to talk about nobody. I don't know what's wrong with grown ass men today. Ugh. Speaking of grown ass men, let me tell you something, Officer Brian Olina in Waller County, Texas. What you did was fucked up and foul. It really was. And I think it's really messed up that you even still have a job. I haven't done any research yet today to find out, and I totally forgot to do that part. But Sandra Bland, 28 years old, a future so bright, a future, oh, what could have been. But she called you on your bullshit. You got an ego problem. She wasn't stroking it for you. Oh, the uppity black woman. She gonna learn today. And she might have paid with it with her life. But it's going to be a whole lot of hell caught behind what you did. Sandra Bland drove down by herself. And you know, when I think about her riding on the roads by herself, I think about the times that I commuted by myself. There was a time when I drove from Dallas to Fort Jackson by myself. It took me about 3 days to get there because I stopped in Memphis along the way to visit my family that's there, and I stopped in Atlanta to visit one of my then very good friends, and then I went on to South Carolina. I got pulled over in front of Fort Jackson because I was trying to make sure that I got there by 9 p.m. That's when my order said I needed to be there, and I was crying and upset because I didn't know where the hell I was. And at that time, in what was this, 1999, 2000, it was 2000. You know, we didn't have GPS like we have GPS now. So I just printed off, you know, a MapQuest and was riding. And the officer was so nice. He was a white male. I'm in the South, y'all. I'm scared. And I'm like, I need to get there. He's very helpful, very nice, very polite. Why couldn't you have just been nice and polite? Was she a little hostile, a little haughty when she was talking to you? But she was right. Why are you making her get out of her car? I watched that video and I was so angry and so incensed. And I said it didn't have to come to that. It just didn't. I cried the night I watched that video. That girl didn't deserve that. She just didn't. You tailgated her. You followed her purposely. You were looking to be a bully that day. And you followed her. And she got over. And she didn't signal. Yeah, that is a moving violation. We should all put our signal lights on. I wish more people in California put their signal lights on, but they don't. You approach the car. She asks you why she's being pulled over. She's smoking a cigarette. You ask her to put the cigarette out. And it just went to hell from there. All because she asked you why. Then you told her to get out the car. And she didn't want to comply. I wish she had called 911 when you were pulling her over. Maybe that would have made a difference. This bogus ass video y'all showed us. But it showed the world enough to know that America has a long way to go in police and race relations. We really do. I am. You got mad because she had an attitude. I wrote some notes. Let me just go off these notes. Let me tell you something. Every time a police officer gets behind me, I don't feel safe. Sandra probably didn't feel safe then. If you are a black person or any minority in America that is often pulled over and harassed by the police, you probably may be hostile or you may be afraid. Me personally, whenever they get behind me, I call somebody. And if I get pulled over, I have somebody on the phone. I take my keys, I turn my car off, I take the keys off, I put my hands on the wheel. You know why? Because I'm afraid. I don't know if I'm going to make it home. Many people said that maybe if she had just been humble and respectful, she probably would have been sent on her merry way. Maybe she would have. Maybe she shouldn't have just checked him on what he was doing. I always try to be respectful. I was pulled over in California about a year or two ago by a complete asshole CHP. He was very rude, but I maintained a smile and was very polite because he was a dick. Bottom line, he just was. And so was Alfonsina. Now he's shuffling paper while Sandra is 6 feet deep in family, still don't know the answers. You wrestle her out of the car. You tell her you're going to light her up, which I guess means you're going to tase her for not getting out of her car. You don't yank anybody out of their car like that. Furthermore, you never even told them why. Where was the probable cause? When did you state what your probable cause was? You didn't. You violated so many procedures, all because you had a big ego. I hope Loretta Lynch launches her own investigation. The Department of Justice launches their own investigation because she isn't the first person. Albeit he was not black. It was a white male. Same thing happened. Same circumstances. Allegedly drugs were involved. He done hung himself. I think this happened in 2012, maybe 2008. His name escapes me. I'd written it down at one point. I don't know. This bogus ass dash cam shit that y'all gave us, we know it's bullshit. Where's the full story? Then the rumors started circulating that she was dead when we saw the mug shots. She did. She looked lifeless. Who gets booked in the orange jumpsuit? Most people get booked in their clothes. But then they showed us video where she was still alive and well. We know she was alive and well. But you tailgating, and she failed to signal, and now she's dead. And you know what else pisses me off about everything? Is that had her name, or had she been a lion shot dead by a poacher, or some dog shot down by the police, there would be a nationwide outcry for justice for an animal. And I don't know if you guys have seen the memes circulating around the internet. It's like how black folk have to dress to get people to be upset. It's the line from The Wiz. It's sad but true. I likened it to A Time to Kill. When the closing arguments, the attorney for the defendant had to tell people to close their eyes and imagine a little white girl. Is it that we are going to have to start telling people to close their eyes and imagine an animal getting gunned down by a police or a poacher. Is that what America has come down to? Is that what the world has come down to? You care more about an animal than you do human life. And don't get me wrong, people. I love animals. I was pissed. I was like, why would you kill Cecil? He was family friendly. And then later on, come to find out they killed his brother Jericho. And for what? For fun? These people have no respect for human life. They have no respect for wildlife. They have no respect for the circle of life, period. There is an ecosystem. You should have learned this in basic biology even when you were in elementary school. But you don't care. You don't care about Black Lives Matter. You get mad at us when we create things. We say things like Black Girls Rock, Black Lives Matter. You know why we have to celebrate ourselves and create our own things? Because no one seems to care about Black people in America. That's why. I was telling somebody I've been very fortunate for the most part of my life. I grew up in the South. I never really had any issues with racism. I was never called the N-word until I moved to California. But there are people that are not as fortunate as I am, and Sandra Bland wasn't. There are a few others that also, in the past month, people, just in the past month, say her name. Kendra Chapman, age 18. She had been in Alabama for all of 2 hours. Arrested for allegedly stealing a cell phone. It was later found after she was dead and found dead in her cell from a suicide that there was no criminal wrongdoing, no evidence of it. And her family did concede to the fact that yes, she did in fact commit suicide. And that's unfortunate because maybe she wouldn't have committed suicide if she hadn't been arrested. And that's what brings me back to Sandra Bland's case. Because I'm all over the place, and let me, because this video is getting long. You book her in, but during the altercation that took place during her arrest, she says that this officer slammed her on the ground. He was hurting her. She has epilepsy. You slammed her head in the ground. She's epileptic. Then when this and it's, I guess some other female officer was called on scene. She was of no help. I want to see a picture of her. What this heifer look like? That's what I want to know. Were you black, white? Probably white. Didn't give a damn. And just senseless. Now she allegedly committed suicide. You know, Ed Gordon made a great point. Even if she did commit suicide, she would not have committed suicide but for the fact that she was arrested. I believe that, and she did complain about being in pain. When she walked in, you could see her holding her shoulder. He probably broke her arm. I think there was probably some sort of extreme trauma to the brain from him slamming her on the ground. I want to know, did they get her medical attention? I don't think so. Maybe if you got her medical attention, maybe she would still be alive. Who knows what you did to scramble her brain? Because if she did commit suicide, it wasn't due to her own fruition. It was due to her own madness caused by the injury sustained at the hands of the officer, the arresting officer. Tell y'all something. Y'all better start paying attention when people say that something is wrong with them. I know some prisoners fake and say, oh, I hurt, ow, ow, ow. No, some people really have pre-existing medical conditions. And I'm glad that her family filed a federal lawsuit because we need answers. And although it will never bring their baby girl back, but it will send a message. And now these police officers are getting indicted and convicted. Small victories. Small victories. I don't know what it is about why you feel like once you get a badge, you can just bully people. You're supposed to protect and serve. Not if we don't obey you, we'll get killed. No one expects to get in their car and drive and not make it home alive. That's why I say people do what you gotta do. Do what you got. Be nice, polite, answer all their questions. Answer all their questions. And do what you gotta do. I'm not saying Sandra was right or wrong. She was right to check him. And I bet he'll think twice because I have a feeling this mofo is still going to have a job. Okay? But Sandra ain't got no life. And if you are not paying attention, I don't know what to tell you because it's going to get worse before it gets better. And even Donald Trump said after seeing the video it was wrong. Now, what does that tell y'all? If Donald Trump, oh ignorant behind, can see it, why can't everybody else? So I'm going to ask everybody to close their eyes and picture it. Picture Sandra as Cecil the lion or Jericho the lion or Bootsy the cat being gunned down by the damn police. Then maybe you will see the struggle and understand why we're so angry and upset and we're not going to get over it. You don't understand what it's like to be black in America. And black in America, we are told, y'all, if people who watch Scandal, but this is what we're taught. We always have to be twice as good. We have to work twice as hard. We have to work. We have to prove ourselves. We always have to wonder why we didn't get that job. Why are we being treated this way? Why are these things happening to us? Always. At least those of us that are conscious and aware. People like Clarence Thomas, don't fall for the okie doke because they are not like the rest of us. Okay? So we talked about Kendra Chapman. She died on July 14th from death from suicide, even though there was no criminal wrongdoing. Joyce Cornell, Charleston County, South Carolina, age 50, picked up on shoplifting, was treated for undisclosed medical issues, found dead in her cell on July 22nd. Wait a minute. Yeah. Wait a minute. That's the wrong one. Yeah, no, that's right. Shoplifting. Medical issue. But she was treated. So I did do some research to find out if anything else further was done. And I don't know. But what I do know is on July 26th, I believe her name is pronounced Ralkina Jones, age 37, a mother, a wife, arrested after a domestic dispute. Girlfriend went basically apeshit crazy on her husband's vehicle in the Save-A-Lot parking lot. The police come. The body cam was released recently, and I really saw no wrongdoing. The police did everything that they needed to do. They asked her questions. Yes, she did it. However, she had pre-existing health conditions, which included a heart murmur and also an aneurysm, a brain aneurysm. 12 hours prior to her death, she was given medical attention and released. And they say that the jail personnel did go back and forth checking on her, but unfortunately, she was found unresponsive in her cell too. Then there is Raynette Turner, age 43, mother of 8 children, married to her husband for 23 years. Kids range from ages 8 to 21. She was caught allegedly for shoplifting crab legs out of a grocery store. She was awaiting arraignment on Monday in a holding cell. She was found unconscious. She also had some health issues. They took her to the hospital, and I guess they treated her, found nothing that needed to be done, and let her go. Unfortunately, she did die in a holding cell while waiting arraignment. This time, though, because of Eric Garner and some other issues that have happened in the state of New York, the special prosecutor is being brought in by Governor Cuomo to investigate this case because the paperwork does not add up. You are supposed to be checking on prisoners every 15 minutes. The paperwork shows a 1 hour gap, and maybe if someone had come in and checked on her, maybe she wouldn't have been dead. So we'll see how that goes. We'll watch that. And we cannot forget about our indigenous people, our Native Americans. They are also under attack. There have been quite a few of them being reported as being found in their jail cells dead. This one is a Sarah Lee Circle Bear, Aberdeen, South Carolina. This one it's bad because if the Justice Department, whomever is going to come in and do an investigation, it doesn't look good to me. Based upon what witnesses said, they said that she was begging for help and saying that she was in pain. She was in on a bond violation for a under suspicion of DUI. That's one thing I did say. I said, well, hell, why not? The alcohol and arsenic laced cigarettes aren't working. Just take them to jail and see what happens. She died. They told her to quit faking it and to be quiet. Let me get people medical attention. Because in Sandra Bland's case, what I found interesting is that they said that they found marijuana in her system, like it was consumed in copious amounts. Where the hell she get marijuana from in the jail? Number one. Why was there a plastic garbage bag in her cell when you know that they shouldn't be? That's against jail policy. And then you pull up this random white woman that's in there for some damn, parking tickets or traffic tickets or whatever. Well, she did commit suicide. I told her. She was crying and upset. Of course she was upset because she was out of her mind. Because whatever damage they did to her, it affected her mind. Then talking about, well, she was depressed. All of us have a little PTSD and a little depression, especially if you're black in America. I don't know. People just don't get it. I don't get it. To this day, I will never understand why you don't like people because of the color of their skin. I'll never understand that. I just don't. I embrace everybody, as many people as I can. I judge people based upon what you show me you about, not what the color of your skin is. And once you show me your hand and what you're about, we can't be friends anymore. That's just how it goes. So stay woke. I'm going to end on a funnier note. I want you to consider everything we said. I also want you to consider something that Jill Scott said. We need to do more than hashtag. We need to move in silence. We need to get behind closed doors and figure out a strategy about how we are going to have people answer for the stuff that they do. The police, I embrace them because I know some great officers. I had some in my family. My pastor is an awesome deputy sheriff here in LA County. But it's always those few bad apples that make all law enforcement look bad. So let's just pray for everyone. Let's pray for protection. And I want to end on a little funny note on yesterday. As you know, as I like to refer to him as my boo, my baby daddy, my future baby daddy. Lenny Kravitz. Baby, he dropped the mic on y'all yesterday. Child. I saw it. I was intrigued. I was like, I wish I'd been in the front row in Stockholm, Sweden, when those leather pants, those cheaply made, poorly manufactured leather pants. I was like, is Lululemon making leather pants now? Child. Anyway, his little goodies were just all right. And I told him, I said, boo, you can't be out there showing off all your goodies to everybody. That's for mama, okay? But that's okay. Bring them old raggedy leather pants home, honey. I'm going to go get them. I'm going to go have them refund you your money. And they're going to get a serious tongue lashing from me. Anywho, everyone. Just know I love Lenny Kravitz. By the way, I need tickets to see Lenny Kravitz September 11th at the Greek. Lenny, if you're watching this, I feel like I deserve tickets. Can I get backstage passes? I have been your fan since you asked me, am I going to go your way? And I'm like, of course, boo. I'm going to go your way. Okay. Who wouldn't follow Lenny Kravitz, his sexy self? Let me stop talking about that. But anyways, I just wanted to close out on that. This has been, you guys have been all that. This is Miss Sophia, the Diva, for A Diva Disturbed. I also want to just say rest in peace to Bobby Christina Brown. I do hope that you are in the arms of your beautiful mother, Whitney Houston. I will always be a fan of your mother, despite whatever people may say about her or think about her. She was indeed a talented individual. God bless y'all. Diva Disturbed. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, like this video, subscribe, share it, do whatever. Comment. I need comments and feedback. I do have my lighting kit, but I don't know how to put it together. George, Tony, somebody come over here and help me. Good night.